In today's Leeds news, Muniz bid rejected, Nicola Krstovic link re-emerges, Leeds duo shortlisted for PFA award, and today's rumour mill stories on Douglas Luiz and Guessand. Morning folks, welcome back to The View for Thursday morning the 19th of June with your Leeds United news. A little bit of stuff to get stuck into, not massive amount of detail. Some clarification on some stories I've been doing the rounds in the last few days, as well as potentially a striker in the mix again. We'll start off today though with the Rodrigo Muniz story that came out from The Athletic again yesterday, with more information being shared from Barron Cross on this one. And we've heard reports over the last couple of weeks that Leeds are said to have some interest in Fulham striker Rodrigo Muniz, but reports yesterday from The Athletic go a step further and say that Leeds have in fact made a bid for the Fulham striker. Barron Cross in The Athletic yesterday said that Leeds United had already lodged a bid that was believed to be £26 million plus £6 million in add-ons to Fulham for Rodrigo Muniz, so a combined £32 million offer for the striker, which would make Muniz Leeds United's record signing if all the add-ons were to be achieved. However, Cross also reported yesterday that Fulham have rejected that bid, and as we know, Fulham are said to want closer to £50 million for the striker, who is in the last year of his contract and will be out of contract come the end of next season. £32 million is a very high fee for Muniz, and the question will be, do Leeds return with a second bid for the striker, or do Leeds move on to other targets? There are no confirmed reports that Leeds are said to still be in negotiations with Fulham at this point, and as of right now, this is just going down as a failed bid for the striker. Personally, that's probably as high as I would go with a bid for Rodrigo Muniz. It's a lot of money for a striker. 11 goals last season in the Premier League. He is a young striker with a high ceiling and lots more potential, but it is a lot of money in a very important window for Leeds United. And if reports coming out of Italy are to be believed today, then Leeds may in fact have moved on to another target, and that could be Nicola Krstovic, who was linked with Leeds a few months back. So this falls out of the rumour mill category and into the mainstream again, because it is being reported by lots of sources, as well as some pretty credible ones at this point as well. Di Marzio in Italy and Sky Sports Italia are reporting that Leeds United are said to have advanced interest in Lecce striker Nicola Krstovic. I'm not really sure what advanced interest means. It's a new term this year that I haven't seen before, but advanced interest in the striker. Krstovic G&A though probably won't set the world on fire, won't get you too excited, but there is more to this player than just goals and assists, and he very much fits the bill of the physical presence that the 49ers are trying to add to this Leeds United squad for next season. And I've linked some of his clips down below. They are just clips, so it's always just the good bits, but it'll give you an idea what kind of striker he is. And this kid, if he gets a half a yard, can hit a ball. So Sky Sports Italia state that Leeds are said to have made an approach to sign the 25-year-old striker. In his first season at Lecce, he scored 7 goals, added 2 assists during that spell, and last season he scored 12 goals and had 5 assists. So a 17 G&A all up in Serie A for Lecce. Not a bad number at all, but the type of number 9 that he is not just about the goals. According to Sky Italia and Calcio Lecce, they say that Leeds United's offer for the player is described as an important offer and is rumoured to be in the region of €35 million, so that's about £30 million. Lecce are in the process of trying to sign FC Basel striker Kevin Carlos, and he would be seen as a replacement for Krstovic should they get that deal done, and that could be a reason that this deal might take a bit longer to get done if there is genuine interest in it. Sky reporting that Leeds are now waiting to see if Krstovic will decide to join the club, or will he wait for a top Italian side to approach him. So what type of player is Krstovic? What are we going to get if we do make a move for him? Well, he's labelled as a hard-working, powerful striker with a very strong physical presence. His pressing stats are very impressive. He's described as a striker who leads the line very well and is comfortable as a lone striker, and is the type of striker who can drop in and bring other players into the game. He's a 2-footed striker, can finish with his left or right foot, and he's not bad in the air either. He's not a flashy number 9 by any stretch of the imagination. He is labelled as a traditional number 9, and he will be likened to the likes of Chris Wood or Alexander Mitrovic. Chris Wood, also as we would know a bit about Chris Wood, wouldn't be described as a prolific striker during his time in the Premier League. A very good year last year, but lots of clubs have seen the benefit of Chris Wood and what else he brings to the game, and Krstovic could tick that box for Leeds as well. He gets to say, you can check out some of his clips down below. He's got a rocket of a right foot on him. It's worth having a look at. However, the other side to this is that Joe Donoghue from the Yorkshire Evening Post is reporting that Leeds United have not tabled a bid and are not in negotiations with Lecce for the player, which might give more credence to the advanced interest, more so than advanced talks for the attacker. It's always interesting the Yorkshire Evening Post put out pieces every now and then about players that Leeds are not interested in. You'd imagine that if Leeds weren't interested in the player, then it's a non-story. Why would you do a story on a player Leeds aren't currently said to be interested in? But also, it was said before that Leeds weren't going to sign anyone before July 1st. That's now happened. And a couple of weeks ago it was said that Leeds weren't close to any deals, which again has now been proven to not necessarily be the case. So pinch of salt with that one as well, I suppose. We'll see where this one goes. Let's move on and talk about some non-transfer stories for a change. It's good that Leeds are busy in the transfer market and genuinely busy for once. But let's take a little bit of a break from it and talk about some awards. And the award season is not over just yet. And a potential award could be on the horizon for one of a pair of Leeds players. The Professional Football Association has named a top 6 player for the 24-25 Championship Players Player of the Year award. Leeds pair of Outanaka and Daniel James have both been listed for the award after very impressive seasons, and they will go up against Burnley's Josh Brownhill, Sheffield United's Gustavo Hamer, James Trafford of Burnley, as well as Borja Sainz from Norwich as well. All players who had very, very good seasons on paper last year. So bit of competition there, but best of luck to the both of the lads, and hopefully they can bring home that award. Wrap up what was a very good year for them last season. Let's move on and step into the rumour mill territory here. There's not a huge amount of stuff floating around today. Some of it that's out there is just mad. Leeds were linked with a young Lecce left back yesterday as well, another Slovenia as well, but that report is now said to be false. We'll keep an eye on it and see if it pops back up again. But the one that has popped up with some interest is the Douglas Luiz one again. And more reports coming out of Italy today suggest that Leeds do have interest in Juventus' midfielder Douglas Luiz. Juve are said to be happy with a €30 million offer for the player. That's around £26 million, likely with add-ons as well. Juve may also accept a loan with a €30 million obligation to buy for the player, which might kick the outlay of cash down the road a little bit and give Leeds a bit more wiggle room. However, they've not got a great history when it comes to obligations to buy players. The reports that are coming out of Tutto Sport and Sports Witness today say that Leeds United and Manchester United are said to have serious interest in bringing Luiz back to England. Personally, my personal take on this, if he is available and if he is open to a move to Leeds United and Leeds are genuinely said to be interested in the player, I would bite your hand off for Douglas Luiz. I think he suits the Premier League style very well. He was very impressive at Aston Villa. I think he would add an awful lot to the Leeds United squad. It would be a very tough deal to get done, being a newly promoted side and trying to sell that to him. Although Manchester United, where they finished last year, might be a tougher sell on its own and what's going on in that club. So an interesting one, very, very strong player. Will be a real statement signing for me if Leeds were to bring him in, given how strong he was during his time with Aston Villa in the Premier League. And let's move on to the final one of today. And I would say to you this falls into the big chunky pinch of salt territory, but an interesting player nonetheless to talk about, and that's Evann Guessand. According to the Boot Room Football, they claim that Leeds United, Tottenham Hotspur and Fulham are all said to be interested in Nice striker Evann Guessand. The Ivorian striker is 6'1" in height, 23 years of age, so very much fits the bill of what we've been looking at this season with players over 6 foot and below the age of 26. So he does tick a lot of boxes there as well. Last season he played 33 times for Nice, starting 31 games for them. He scored 12 goals and had 8 assists during that time. So a pretty impressive GNA from the French League last year for him. The sources on this one are not described to be very credible, that should be said, but he does fit that bill, and it could be just another player on Leeds' potential shortlist for that striker. But Leeds very much seem to be looking for a striker over 6 foot. This 30 million outlay of cash seems to be in and around the region that they're looking at spending. That would line up with Baron Cross's piece at the start of the year and Graham Smith's piece, where they said Leeds were looking to spend about 30 million on their priority positions this summer down that spine of the team. So another player that's interesting, 6'1", 23 years of age, has a high ceiling, has a proven track record in France. Where that translates across to the UK remains to be seen, but an interesting one, Evann Guessand and Douglas Luiz. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on the rumoured mill players as well, what you think of Krstovic. The G&A is there, but as I say, check out the clips and see what you think. There will be a live stream tonight at 7:30. I'll definitely get it out tonight. I was in the hospital yesterday getting checkups done myself that I have to get done every year. So I didn't get out till late, so we have to kick it down the road a little bit. But we will do it tonight. We'll look at the fixture list, the important parts of the year, and we'll talk about all the stuff that's popped up this week as well, as Leeds are very, very active and very busy in the transfer market right now. And we'll see if we get any more bodies through the door this week or heading into the early parts of next week, as Leeds try to get as many players in as they can before they return to pre-season training. That'll be it for me today, folks. I'll see you later on or in the morning for the Leeds news. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.